Welcome back everyone. You're the day after. It's currently like this, pretty much crap weather for the remainder of the day, but I want to focus your attention on this, right? Check this out. Every time it says this on the Met Office, yellow warning for thunderstorms, it never bloody thunders. Trust me on that one, because I absolutely love a good thunderstorm. I'm always out on it, filming it. I haven't seen anything. So what it's saying here, from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it was supposed to have rain, about 80% percentage. I'm sick and tired of seeing this, because it never happens. It never does. Why is there a warning for thunderstorms? Who cares? It shouldn't be a warning. I don't get it. I really don't. It's like at the moment. Yeah. It's supposed to rain in a bit, apparently, to the Met Office. I did see a few trails in the morning. Check this out. There's a photograph that I'd taken this morning. As there was a slight break in the clouds, you can see the trails. But nothing too drastic. I mean, you got to ask yourself a lower question. Why are they spraying to block out the sun when you've got this massive cumulus that's piercing the landscape? I don't get it. I really don't. I thought it was supposed to be thunder and lightning and a bunch of rain. But all in all, ladies and gentlemen, it has not been. It's been pretty good. It's been like this. Let's roll through the time lapse to show you what it's been for the past 4 hours. It's been pretty good. And this is such a reoccurring thing of the Met Office saying, oh, weather warning for thunder, and people go, oh no, climate change. It's like, come on, don't be so stupid. It's like this fear and paranoia. A warning for thunderstorms. It's not bloody thunderstorms. It hasn't even rained. You know what I mean, mate? Anyway, typical English summer sky. There you go. Right, me old cock and balls? Right, I am back to another beautiful evening. Again, what the bloody hell was the Met Office talking about? That the fact that it was going to be thunderstorms, raining. Well, it rained a bit. But this weather warning for thunderstorms, I was looking forward to that. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Warning thunderstorms. Absolute total bollocks. And I love a good thunderstorm. I'm always out filming. So, yeah, what is the skies like at the moment? Like this. Me old cock and fresh. No trails. Never grown these before, but they did catch my eye on a seed packet. And they're beautiful. They're called, excuse the handwriting, nah, wherever that is. Can't even read my own handwriting. And they're beautiful. Stunning. But anyway, chemtrails everywhere. No, it's not. Joking. Hello everyone. I should say good evening instead of good morning. So at the moment I've been busy camping, just got back. And what I've noticed in the sky at the moment, we have a nice decent trail and another one as well. But also you need to take in consideration there is this white haze. Like this white murky haze, you see that? That could be part of something called stratus, because it hasn't produced a halo around the sun. And normally the cirrostratus will create this, the halo, but I don't see anything just yet. So this is most likely the stratus, but we are getting trails being formed in a certain area. But again, need to have a look at the existing clouds in the background. So yeah. But it's a Sunday. I'm going to enjoy my Sunday and not look up in the sky. Going to take a break for once. So we should see what the time-lapse camera actually does. And yeah, there we go. Right, I have no tripod, so this might be a bit all over the place. But there is one aircraft right there. Okay. I can't find it. Oh, it was definitely an aircraft, but check this out, it's done that there. Look at that. Yeah, this is called Stratus. Here's some photographs of Stratus. It's not producing the halo, but you do have this murky white sheen, which I believe is just a bit lower than the Stratus Cumulus. No, sorry, Cirrostratus. I get my words mixed up. But yeah, there we go. And we are the evening, which makes no sense why they're going to be spraying to block out the sun when it's like right there. It's going to be gone in the next couple of hours. So yeah, there you go. Just for context, this is going to Philadelphia to Paris. And it's travelling at 37,000 feet, which is the altitude of the aircraft. There you go. And that's what I did there. Right, look at that. That's a decent trail. I don't know where it's gone. Not too sure, but let's look at the map. You could just make a rough estimate. Maybe, just maybe. I'm not too sure. I missed it. I missed that one there. Yeah, that trail is one of... Oh, there's a few of them in the sky, look. You got one that's spread out slightly. But we do have that white haze, as one can observe. Right. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Oh, look at that. Actually, you do have this. I could call it a sun dog, but it's part of the sun halo, I think. I don't know. Not too sure. Hard to tell. But yeah, we have trails in the evening. There we go. We just want to see when the clouds start coming in, or any sort of, I mean, this is purely just for the trails, really, but we get to observe the clouds in the meantime. Looks like a pretty decent day. Oh, I got a few. There we go. Look at that. So this was the Saturday, and I was out in Bath at that time. In the morning, as you can see here, start to clear up. As we're coming into the evening, I want to see if there's any trails, because that's what happened yesterday, which was the day after this on the Sunday. There we go. Look at that. Keep seeing it. I keep seeing it over and over again. Trails in the evening. It goes clear and you see a few trails. Oh, look at that. We've got some... I saw that in Wales, actually. This, I believe it's called altocumulus. With this ripple effect. Then we've got a bit of cirrus coming in. You find cirrus, you're going to find trails. You're going to find trails, you're going to find cirrus. Now we're coming into nighttime. Straight into Sunday morning, which looked like this, pretty bloody dire. All right, now we have that massive murky white. Actually, yeah, you would call that cirrostratus, which what creates the halo around the sun. It's very, very high altitude clouds you can see here. And obviously this is typical example, you're going to get trails. There we go. See trails forming in that exact atmosphere. Probably a little bit higher than that, depending on the level of the aircraft of where it's flying.
But yeah, okay, it created a halo around the sun. So that at the time, oh, now it's going to stratus. So before that, you had the halo around the sun. That's a 22-degree halo. You can trace it back through many, many decades. It's nothing new. And this whole murky white haze obviously gets blamed on the spraying. Well, let's just go back to the beginning of where it actually started to come in. That massive cloud goes away, and then eventually you can see. Okay, so it went from clear sky, and then you can just see it just there coming forward. And when I say clear sky, I mean in the background, not this cumulus. See there? And you can see the white haze coming into fruition. And how many, how many chemtrails are in this area? Look, I don't see. And again, this is what I was talking about. The people are misidentifying clouds because they don't know what they're looking at personally. They see one trail. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean. Like there. See that trail right there? Someone in the chemtrail community will take a picture of this and contribute everything else around that to do with chemtrails. It's like, no, you're not really thinking. Like, these trails are not really. Look, they're very, very small. They're very faint. You can see them. I mean, it can't contribute that small little trails to the whole entire landscape. This is called cirrostratus, and you can trace it back through many decades. You can see it's making the halo around the sun, but this is not to do with the trails. Absolutely not. Look, the flipping trail there is so small. And one can say, oh, that's been sprayed in the distance. And then eventually it's made its way up. But you don't know that until you actually track the satellite. And I can tell you for 100% fact now, this is nothing to do with trails. It's called cirrostratus. I mean, you know that because it's creating a halo around the sun. And the fact that I'm reviewing the time lapse and I can't really see any trails that I can see small trails, but it's not enough to actually create this massive blanket. That is the point I'm trying to get at. If I just go back and just show you these trails, look, they're very, very small. They're very faint. And you can't contribute these trails to the whole entire white haze in the background. You just can't. Because you're basing it on assumption until you actually look through the satellite, which you're going to do in a minute. But then, there we go. This is a cloud you can trace back through many decades, and it's nothing to do with geoengineering. Just be very careful what information you're coming across, because I guarantee the people in the chemtrail community don't know weather. And vast majority of the time, they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's go forward. Just to see. A trail at night makes no sense. And straight into Monday morning, as we are now. So this morning, you can see one trail and the whole entire landscape right here is massive cumulus cloud, which is going to block the sun out even more than this trail right here. So there we go. Just to prove my point that the white haze that we saw last night that pierced the landscape around my area was nothing to do with the trails. It's so important to actually go back and have a look what these clouds are actually doing. Instead of actually pointing at it and going, no, that's geoengineering, that's not really helping your case at all. Do you know what I mean? So we have something called the internet, and I don't understand why people in the chemtrail community just don't use it. Again, just very much like an echo chamber. But anyway, let's go back to the 3rd of August. Let's start from 8 o'clock in the morning. All right. So 8 o'clock in the morning, we had that massive cloud cover. You can see it right here. And it was round about, I think about 6 o'clock, that the trails started to form in the mix of that white haze. Just have a look here. I think this is what's going to creep up. You can see see some small trails. Look, they're so flipping small. Look, they're tiny. Look, but it's mostly this you need to concentrate on. All right. Can go 2 o'clock, 3. Okay, went clear. This is what you need to pay attention to. Remember that white haze what I'm talking about? Well, this is pretty much it. This is what you're seeing, all right? Okay, this was the peak at the time. And you can see, right, at this point, it was around about coming up to 7:30. There we go. You can see that this whole entire landscape cannot be contributed to trails. I don't see any flipping chemtrails anywhere. And yeah, you might have like one there, but if you look at the whole entire, look where it's coming from, this. So all that here is to do with the trails, is it? Look, it's coming into nighttime. Let's just go back once again, just to show you an overall perspective of where this cloud is coming from. Look, it's coming from this here. This small amount of area right here. Look, that is what I saw right here at that time period where we saw the trails forming. But that is contributed to this. Do you see what I mean? People are pointing their camera up into the sky saying that this whole entire murky landscape that I'm showing you right here on my video is to do with the spraying of the skies. When if you just go back and look at the satellite, look how much cloud that stretches through thousands of miles. But that very small portion of what I saw was to do with this. Something completely natural. And I'm based around here, right? How is that to do with the spraying of the skies? Do you understand my perspective here? So who am I supposed to believe? The people in the chemtrail community saying that was been sprayed on purpose to block out the sun? Well, first of all, it's the evening. How do you know if that cloud isn't actually natural? And if you just go back on Zoom Earth or any satellite websites, and there are bloody loads of them, you can clearly see that this is part of a natural cloud, a massive amount of natural cloud. Look at it, it's huge, massive. Stretches thousands of miles. Look how thick that is there. And let's go straight into the morning. And where we are now on the 4th of August. And skip ahead. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get to 6 in the morning. Let's have a look. Because it was pretty crap this morning. And it's part of the flipping massive amounts of cloud. Look. So geoengineering managed to block out the sun today, did it? But again, just to prove my point that the fact that what I saw yesterday in the sky, and I'm talking about this white haze, had nothing to do with the spraying of the skies. It was part of a massive amount of cloud. And I've just proven that to you by the satellite. So there we have it on the 2nd and 3rd of August 2025. Did we have enough trails for it to block out the sun? No, of course not. In fact, it was dominated by pretty much this. Different types of cloud, but mostly this on the Sunday evening. You can see right here, and I'm going to be honest here, as a fellow chemtrail believer, all these people here do not know what they're actually witnessing. And it's not their fault. It's just that they're part of a community that is very narrow-minded, and they don't really want to go into the research that is more or less mainstream. It's like kryptonite to these people. But here on the Cosmic Twilight, I want to give you an honest perspective on this matter. I know I come across as a skeptic, and I keep saying that over and over again, but I'm really not. But now the more people post stuff like this is making me turn into a skeptic, because these people are very, like I said, they're very narrow-minded, and the community is, they do not want to expand the research. It's pretty much like an echo chamber. And me as a researcher, I need to look at both avenues so I can make a proper perspective. And this is what I'm doing here on this channel. And my aim is not to debunk anything. It's just a more realistic perspective on this subject, because it's all over the place and it's based upon fear. So thanks for joining me on the Cosmic Twilight and Investigate with Nick. I shall see you very soon.